Do you think there will be investigation in this matter?
In this matter, committees will be very soon. Maybe a committee will be set up, or a team from the IG, because of the prominence that Channels Television had given it. A team from the IG's office will be sent to investigate, and then somebody will be given a room trial, and they're arrested, and then gradually it will fizzle out. If the government, the Lagos State government, is not interested in the matter, it will gradually fizzle out, and nobody will be prosecuted. And then those arrested someday will just be let off the hook. That's. I
think that's where I want to come in, left off the hook, because we also remember the little boy who was killed around K2 area, who was shot right in his father's car, and coupled with so many other stories we've seen. And if you look at what happened in Ikorodu, it's another pathetic story, leaving those children without a father. But doesn't that tell us something, that we haven't been able to actually bring to justice all of those who carry out such? That is why we're getting to see the frequency of which of this particular extrajudicial killing by police officers is really on the rise.
If you remember, the young, I think Yaba Tech student on Ikorodu Road, that was killed by a gunshot fired from the then deputy governor's convoy, Akirele Bokno, if you remember. And then the little boy on the Ikorodu Road, the father, I read report in the dailies, that the man is complaining that he's receiving death threats daily, that he should drop this case. And then also, because if you look at all of these things, also if you look at our law books, the justiciability of, the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policies. If you look at all of these, in some cases, apart from prosecution, when you apply to court for damages, compensation in most cases is hardly gotten, because at the end of the day, you hear in some cases police and government will frustrate the prosecution of such as civil matters in court. And then, because in most cases, some of these people are ordinary people who cannot even afford the services of lawyers. And so, there are some of us who have been able to take up matters like this, but it gets to a point also where the cases are frustrated. Even the parties can no longer sustain the prosecution.
Let me throw in this.
They relocate from Lagos.
What do you think?
It's a situation where you cannot even afford to pay house rent, and money is not coming from anywhere.
What about, because we could go on this matter forever in terms of why are we not getting it right. Do you think that if, for instance, the presumption of innocence, if you presume you're guilty until proven innocent, how would that work?
No, at the end of the day, that also will be counterproductive, because these same law enforcement agents would use it to hound innocent people. You remember there were days in this Lagos and in Nigeria where police would just arrest you for wandering and dump you in cell, and then you are forgotten. In some cases, you are hurriedly charged to court and then left in Kirikiri to rot in cell.
And I heard the police can arrest you for anything. Some lawyers say, look, you can't win any police matter.
That's why, in some cases, we need to truly look at the psychology of people we recruit into the police. The system you have is garbage in, garbage out. I agree there are some fantastic police officers. If we even look at the condition of service of the average policeman, it is not appealing enough to want to, to interest the educated Nigerians. So at the end of the day, what you have is the dropouts in the system, the never do well, are hounded into the force, because
I haven't even said that.
So in some cases, armed robbers who are looking for a way to legitimate their illegitimate trade. Do
you think the police can
their trade? Find their way.
From what you've seen in practice, do you think the police can investigate a matter unilaterally without interference from above, from below, from anywhere?
That's another
successfully.
Thing. That's another thing. A situation you have where you have the police IG reporting to Mr. President, and then a police commissioner in a state reporting to the IG, who in turn reports to the president, and then the Attorney General of the state, who also doubles as the chief legal advisor to the governor. The Attorney General of the Federation doubles as the chief legal advisor to the president. It depends on who is involved in all of this chain. the fairness that you crave for, you know, will not be achieved.
Quickly before you go, shouldn't we be thinking of changing what they go about with instead of guns? So you can go about with tasers, a gun that fires darts that can
exactly
give you some kind of electric shock,
exactly.
pepper spray, tear gas. Must they bear arms?
And also, these tasers, you need also, you don't just give a man a taser, you need also to train him, because there is a way of using it. If you apply too much force, you might kill the person.
That's true.
And so a situation where a police, you see, we watch, even some of us have not been privileged to travel abroad, we see these things in the movie. When a police gives you hot chase, at the end of the day, the first thing they do is to look for a way, even if you are armed, they look for a way of disarming you and then arresting you. In some cases, they had even concluded investigation before going for the suspect. But here, we're talking about Okada riding now. You're saying this man violated the law by riding Okada. In some cases, you see the way, when it's their patrol vehicles, you know, the way they run into these Okadas, as if, and then they jump down in commando style, as if, you know, look, we're here to arrest a big-time criminal. But when there's armed robbery, we don't see our police respond that same way. In some cases, I was in Ekboma, and then a policeman said they were going on patrol. He was telling me that he was transferred from Port Harcourt, and they told him, look, let's go on patrol. And they went on patrol to one village narrow road, and they were arresting Okadas. And he asked them, is this what you brought me? This is the kind of patrol you brought me to conduct? You know, and so when they tell you, an Okada man once told me that, look, you know, we are ATM for police. Anytime they are broke, they just, you know, stand by the road and then collect 20 naira, 100 naira. It is happening. It's everywhere. And then they'll tell you if a guy at the top is collecting his own. So, and then a situation where we need to make reform. You have a police station without an impressed account. How do you expect that police station to run itself, if not through this all of these illegal means? So the whole process needs to be overhauled. You need to look at, have a holistic approach to all of this process. Those of them that are saying, look, no, we don't want state policing. We want to do community policing. But there is no way you can do community policing without involving the people. In some cases, they will tell you police bail is free, but you end up negotiating bail.
Well, that's another chapter entirely. Well, very serious points you have raised. Funding, very key for the police. Liberal Oshomah, a legal practitioner, thank you for coming on this morning.
Always my pleasure. Thank you so much.